Chase Oyaki with the blue futon. I just got to the movie theater and saw Vikram. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Cops, drugs, gangsters, India, black masks. Let's find out. So Vikram, what's it about? It's a very simple premise, actually. Kind of how I said it in the beginning. There's a special police force that are kind of in the shadows that do what they want. No rules or no regulations. And they're trying to figure out, why are these people in the police agency getting murdered? However, is it how it seems? Who is this drug lord with the gold teeth and this weird green crystal? Who is this police captain? Who are these people in this special forces? Who will win? Who will die? Who will survive? Win, die, survive, or lose? Let's find out. Gosh, sometimes I just confuse myself, but did I like this movie? I thought this was a very grounded movie. Yeah, there's some, over-the-top stuff, but with everything I've seen in theaters as a whole, Beast, RRR, KGF, the banking one, I'll say that name completely wrong, Major, this one feels the most grounded when it comes to hand-to-hand combat and the most unique camera movements that I've seen in quite some time when the battle sequences do come up. But with that, I'll give you the negatives of the movie first. I'll call it a negative of the movie, but I think it's in the post-production phase where it fails. The subtitles. I've been saying multiple times in these movies, the subtitles do not match what's on screen. How do I know that? Well, I know that with this movie because a good amount of this is in English, and whatever they're saying in English does not match the subtitles. So if that doesn't match, it makes me a little bit nervous that when they speak in their dialect and we're trying to do the subtitles there, it doesn't match and it's not good. And it's very weird. You hear them say fuck, they will say F or freaking, or they just won't say the real word. So just knowing that, I'm like, it's like effing, or it says like EFF, like F. You're just like, come on, just say the real words. And also with the story, just because of the subtitles and everything like that, I wonder if I missed some dialogue when it comes to the adoption of the son and the adoption of the father. I don't know if that was lost in translation, but I was a little bit confused about how they're saying the son adopted the father, but the father adopted the son. And at the very end, there's a reveal with earmuffs about whose child is who. And I think I got that connection, but I could be completely wrong. I don't want to spoil it for if you're going to see this film. But like I said, I'm going to blame that not on the storytelling, but on the subtitles of them trying to tell the American audience what is actually happening. And I will say that. Also, there's some cheesy, I'll say it this way, it comes to the very end about labeling who these special forces people were in 1987 and kind of putting their name on screen. I'm just like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do there for the style and substance, but I was like, it was a little bit cheesy and took me out of the story. But when the action and the brutality of this movie comes on screen, it is shown in full force, especially the hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, I'll say one thing, when they have the machine gun and everything like that, it is a little bit fake and it takes you out because you could tell a lot of it is CGI. But like I said, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, especially there's this runaway scene, I'm going to call it the runaway scene, where it's one guy in a black mask facing with these gangsters and police officers, and how they decided it was like one-shot take with the camera zooming in and out. Absolutely phenomenal and really, really well shot. You're just like, damn, I enjoyed how they did that. And they did it a little bit at the very end fight scene, but it wasn't as brutal and cool as the runaway fight scene. And speak about the hand-to-hand combat, the guy that takes the little green crystal, he isn't the best fighter. So having him do the fights, all he really does is punch and do like, wrestling moves. I'm just kind of a little disappointed because everyone else in this movie has a good knife hand-to-hand combat, good punches, good flexibility. But that guy, he's really there just to throw people and do like, just punch on the ground. So I was like, you probably should have gotten a little bit better person to do the fighting, to do those scenes, but it is what it is, and I'll take that for a fault as the movie goes. But this movie, like a lot of movies, the hand-to-hand combat, especially Tina, there's this scene with Tina, very good cinematography and very good stunt coordination with that fight scene as well. And there are brutal moments where you're like, oh, that person died with their head chopped off. You're like, oh shit, we're going there. So just like a lot of Indian movies where the violence is there and it just gets all graphic all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, wasn't expecting that at all. But the story kept me entertained because, yeah, this has some violence in it, but it's very much a story-driven character study of all these characters. I really enjoyed it because a movie like this is like a 2-hour and 30-minute movie. with an intermission. Yeah, it did have a small intermission. I think it did. Yes, of course it did. But I just enjoyed how the storytelling was given, as well as when the fighting was there. It was very grounded. Yeah, of course, some people did get flown a little bit bombastically, but other than a few things here and there, it was very grounded. And I enjoyed that because I haven't seen that quite some time with all the Indian movies I've seen in theaters. And for this segment, if the lighting is different, I'm sorry, I forgot to put this in the video. I really want to talk about the score in this movie. The score in this movie is absolutely amazing. Even though you might notice it's the same beat with the different action sequences, but they add something a little different to each one, like a bass or a drum or a sexual sound for one of the other ones. I mean, it is a pretty solid score, and it's one of the higher scores I've seen in a lot of Indian films. I just wanted to put it out there. But overall, the story was great. And I wonder if this is one of the movies as well where I think I read it where this production company, they haven't released a movie in 4 years. And you can kind of tell because when it comes to the dates in the movie, it said 2018, 2019. So I'm guessing COVID, extended the stay of the movie as well to put on the shelves until after COVID. But, great movie overall. I enjoyed it. So Vikram will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futon. So he goes at 80%. So let's see the critics and user scores gave this one. We have one critic, and it is a negative, giving it a 50%. Jimmy Cage movie review says, Vikram has its moments and the star appeal can be clearly felt, but what I miss here is a compelling story, narrative, and directorial polish and fresh ideas to be anything more than just a mediocre one-time watch action flick. I thought the narrative was good, and the story was completely compelling. But anyway, what do I know? Audience though, 99%. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Blue Futon. Toby, the Blue Futon. Sing or watch. Have a great day. Why am I going fast? Because someone's calling. That's the mom.